welcome back to the Makeso channel, where we do craft projects and we showcase some of our craft products for you here on our channel. If that's something that you're interested into and you like, please hit the like and subscribe to our channel, and you'll see more in the future. But today we're going to get into something particularly different and special, which I hope different and special is cool, is because we're going to share with you the creation of our acrylic cufflink blanks. And so what's really interesting about these acrylic cufflink blanks is that we actually use our Easypress 2 to bend the acrylic. So if you want to see that, I see a lot of people talking about what is the strangest thing you use your Easypress for. I'm thinking this might win. If you want to see that, stay tuned and we'll show you exactly how we do it coming up. Okay, so we finished quickly with the laser montage because you've seen the laser, and this is not really what the video is about, but we end up with our base piece cut of acrylic. Again, going back to the laser, of course, we have our clear edges that we do here, and that's going to be part of the look as you see it from here. And so the next step that we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of acrylic, we're just going to peel the back of it. Now that we've done the cutting and got our edges the way we want it, and to reveal the full clear piece of acrylic, and we're going to put it onto our UV printer to get the image UV printed onto our acrylic. So that's really important that I want to say when we're making these bracelets are really not a craft item, because you can't put vinyl on here or sublimate on here and then put it under the amount of heat that it's going to take to bend this acrylic and expect the sublimation or the vinyl to survive. But the UV print will survive, and that's what it's designed to do, because it's an industry standard UV print. And that's how our coasters are done, and anything and everything else we do here, we do it with a UV print that's built to last with something like that. With all that said, so we'll throw this here on the UV printer, give you a little run through, a fast time to show it the UV printing, but then we're going to get to the good part where we start to bend acrylic. Okay, so Little Bush has done his thing. Let's see how it did. Looks beautiful. Matches our skateboard design, if you've seen our skateboard design, but as you see, as it comes off, you get that dimensional look on the edges, and it is ready to be bent. So we're going to start the process that you came to see, the bending of this into a bracelet. All right, now we come to the part we came for. We have our acrylic bracelet blank that's still very flat that we need to get into bracelet form, and we're going to do some acrylic bending. So I'm going to go through with you very quickly what I'm going to use and how I'm going to use it so you know everything I'm using here. I am using a heat pad to protect my table for the amount of heat that we're going to put on this. I am going to use a pair of heat resistant gloves, very, very important, because this acrylic is going to be very hot. So while I'm bending it, this is what I'm going to hold it with to bend it there. I am going to use my Teflon sheet, just like I use to protect my HTV. I'm going to protect the top of my acrylic. Of course, I have my acrylic. I have my, a jig here, and it's what I'm going to bend the acrylic around. And so this will sit here and form and use as the form. And what you just heard beep is, yes, my Easypress 2. I am going to actually use the heat from the Easypress 2 set at 205 degrees Celsius. Let me check. Alexa, how much is 205 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
205 degrees Celsius is 401 degrees Fahrenheit.
So that's
Did I answer your question?
Yes. So that's 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry.
Thanks for your feedback.
Thank you. Sorry if I set off anybody's home device with that. I probably shouldn't have did that. But so that's 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius. We're going to set the time on this, and now the time on this is going to be 140 seconds. So that's 2 minutes and 20 odd seconds. So a little bit over 2 minutes that we're going to have the heat onto our acrylic. Now, how we came up with this process is because this is the same acrylic that our t-shirt guys are made out of, and the same thickness that our Maximus is made out of. And I wanted to see how much heat or would our t-shirt guides melt. Because I had a couple of people talking about they bought the cheaper ones and they were melting, and we wanted to see if ours melt. To get it to melt, that's the kind of temperature and the kind of time you need to have on it. And then we saw this as, oh wow, we could actually bend acrylic using this method, and thought it was pretty cool, and that's why we're sharing it with you today. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. We just place our acrylic right here on the pad that's protecting it here, and we're going to lay our Teflon sheet over there to protect it, and we're going to get centered on top of it as much so that it's not tilted or tipping or whatever. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the timer. And so now the timer is going to go off. We don't need to put any pressure down on it because we're just literally heating up the acrylic. So you're not pressing into the acrylic or doing anything crazy like that. You're just making sure the heating element is on the acrylic, and the acrylic is soaking up the heat as it goes through. And so that's going to take a little bit of time. So we're going to just cut from that, and I'll bring you back when we start doing the bending. Welcome back. We got about 8 seconds. I got my heat gloves on, and we're going to work fast because it will dissipate the heat quickly. So there it is, it's ready. We'll go ahead and pull that off. We'll get our Teflon sheet out the way, pick up our thing, make sure it's bendy, and it is. It's just barely bendable, very hard to bend it, which is good. That means it's just at its melting point now, so it still had a long way to go. And so we're gonna hold it here as it's cooling against the other acrylic and keeping its shape and form. Now, the acrylic will definitely spring back a bit, and that's okay because this is a little bit smaller than what we want it to be. And so I'm not gonna say that this is something that you can do and it works exactly the same way every time. It's a bit of an art form to know how much to squeeze it, how much to let it cool off, and when to let it go. I've done a lot of these, so I've got the kind of feel for it where I can start feeling that, okay, the bracelet is at a good size that I like it to be at. That is just gonna come with experience. But it's not very hard to get to that point. And yes, it's starting to stay tight around there a lot. So at this point, I would let it go there and I would pull it off. And any rough shaping I would want to do from here, maybe open it up even a little bit more while it's still hot. But as you can see, now you have a full acrylic bracelet with that beautiful view through, ready to be worn, crystal clear still, and it holds that UV print held perfectly across it. So that's a cool little neat kind of thing we do with our acrylic and our Easypress that you probably are like, wow, I didn't really think Easypress could actually do that, but it actually can do it, and we're glad to share that with you today. Again, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. If you got any questions, comments, ones that you'd like to see, we sell these bracelets on our Hestai Etsy shop, and we're doing all different types of styles. If you have any styles that you're interested in, that you say, hey, I'd like to see this or see that, just let us know because they're all custom made and we can do that. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.